What is going on, children? It is Andy coming to you on a Beyond Stack Thursday, as is the case this year with this compressed, condensed Olympic schedule. They're taking off for the Olympics, so what does that mean? Oh, maybe we'll start a little bit earlier and then we'll end a little bit later. No, it means you're getting 58 games at 7 o'clock on a Thursday and a Tuesday, so you better be ready for everything on that slate. Are you ready? Because it's a full-time job trying to parse through a 12, 14, 16 game slate. And Lord knows you're not going to do it, but that's why you're here for another round of NHL Sniffs. Now, as far as this week goes, Monday showed you all the beautiful props and parlays affiliated with those props have to offer. And then Tuesday showed you what happens when the roulette ball doesn't fall on those pegs. And then Wednesday, for you Patreon folk, way closer to Monday, Flyers Sniffs and Utah Sniffs. And yes, I gave a lot of props for those games, but they were all centered around the real big sniffs because, you know, my name and this show was originally built off of sniffs. And my sniffs yesterday, the one that you wouldn't have been happy if this was 24 hours ago and I told you about, was, man, I like Utah scoring goals. So just start giving me props on the Utah side. And they absolutely waxed Anaheim. While you may have not liked to hear that yesterday, it pales in comparison to what I'm going to open up with today. Because you demand money lines, and it's not even good enough to give you like, all right, well, you know what, I really think that. But no, I'm not taking a minus 130. So you guys want 5 underdog money lines. And then, to be honest, you still wouldn't even be happy like the rabid animals that you are. But even though that wouldn't make you happy, I got an underdog for you, but you're not going to like it. Don't claim you want plus money underdogs and then get angry when I give you one, because I'm going to give you one. Look, I got the Deniro squint going on because I can't even get it out. I can't even get it out. Ready for this? How about I start you? I can't even say it. The Nashville Predators over 2.5 goals. Let's warm you up. You're a fish in a new tank. I got to keep you in that bag or whatever it was. I haven't had a fish in 20 years. Actually, my roommate had a fish in college. Do you want to know what his name was? Old Fishy Bastard. It's the only fish I've ever known. And RIP to OF. So anyway, the Nashville Predators, I mentioned this in the Tuesday video. I think one of the things that did work out is something that I'm going to talk about again. Ever since we've seen the latest iteration of the Nashville Predators, we've seen that O'Reilly, Stamkos, and Evangelista line, I don't know if it's temporary, but they have good chemistry at the moment. Another game where they all came through the other night. But also, that Jonathan Marchessault playing with Forsberg and then being on that top power play and now still being priced. We're north of plus 120. You're playing with the best forward on the team. The team has been scoring 5 goals in the last game. The only game recently that the team didn't score a bunch was when Marchessault had to miss a game. But then he came back. They scored 5 goals, I believe, in the last game. And I understand this is not the ideal opponent to be facing. The Florida Panthers on the road. It was wild to see that the Florida Panthers earlier today, when I looked, they were at the absolute bottom of the Eastern Conference standings. Because I watched them. They play well. They play great defense. There's no way. But then again, one 5-game winning streak brings you to first, essentially. But they were sitting at the bottom. So I can say, hey, all they got to do is beat a last place team. I am taking the Nashville Predators, or I'm not really taking it, but I would pick the Nashville Predators. I got so many other things on this slate. I'll do it just if you give us stuff and you don't. Fine, I'm taking Nashville. It makes no difference to me because I'm going to be taking so many props from them that you'd think that I took them to win anyway. If they win, the whole point of me giving props is, go ahead, you take your plus 175 Nashville, and I will just wax. If they win, I'm going to wax an assortment of these, and you're sitting down there with your plus 175, and I'm like, hey, good for you. Miles down with your plus 175. Yeah, I'm just sitting up here in the plus 900 department. Yeah, we hit a line combo plus 300. We hit another plus 400. Yeah. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Anyway, I'm going with Jonathan Marchessault again for a point. It's just a great price for a team that actually has been scoring. He's playing with Forsberg, and you could either take him in Forsberg for plus 220, but what I like, outside of the power play, give me him for a point and Roman Josi for an assist in a tough matchup against the Florida Panthers. Now let's talk about a matchup you might like a little bit more. You always love betting the Al. You guys love betting those Avalanche. If the Avalanche are on the slate, you love it. I can feel it. You've never actually communicated that with me, but I can feel it, or for lack of a better term, I can sniff it. I know you guys love Avalanche plays. So you want a narrative? You want me to carve up a narrative, an angle? I don't really have to, because without the angle I'm about to sell to you, how about one of the most red-hot players on the Colorado Avalanche, borderline hotter than Nathan MacKinnon, as crazy as that sound? And that is a guy who screwed me 3 years ago, and I'll never forgive him. I mean, I do in real life. I mean, the guy had a destroyed knee. But part of the reason I gave everybody the Colorado Avalanche in that following playoffs after they won the Stanley Cup, it was kind of contingent on him coming back, and he didn't. But you know what? He's going to make it up to me many times over, including tonight against the New York Islanders. I'm talking about Gabriel Landeskog playing against the New York Islanders on a second line. Now, he's on that top power play. That's what kind of kicked this off. But it's not just him. It's the entire second line. And who's on that second line that's been hot? That's all three of them have connected in back-to-back games. Oh, Brock Nelson, who spent his whole career playing for the Islanders, who's going to be playing his first game back on Long Island, the whole video tribute and everything. And then also the third man, I guess, just, the third guy I don't really have a good story about, Ross Colton, who does have points in back-to-back games. So what I'm going to do is take that entire second line for a point. They cashed in the previous 2 games. The Islanders don't scare me from a defensive perspective. And if you take that entire line for a point, you're looking at around plus 500. Not bad, as they say. You want to know what else is not bad? You can go look on the other side of the ice, and we got a deal. I mean, they're giving you a couple deals, actually. But I guess I will take the better of the 2 deals, and that is a player on the top power play on the Islanders who's being given at a plus money price. Oh, were you thinking it's Jonathan Drouin at plus 110? That's a good one. That's the one you can take. I'm going down the bench, mini-me, at plus 145, Maxim Shabanov. He's the guy that chose the Islanders of all teams. They won the quote-unquote, not like a real bidding war, but a lot of teams were vying for his services, chose the Islanders, missed some time earlier in the year. Then when Kyle Palmieri went down, he's the one who took that position alongside Bo Horvat at 5-on-5, and more importantly, on the top power play. And what has that resulted in? Points in 2 of the previous 3 games. So in a game at home against Colorado, I mean, Colorado weirdly is a good defensive team, but if you're going to pop them, you're more likely to do it when they're on the road. So give me Maxim Shabanov for a point against the Colorado Avalanche. And then, yeah, sure, since he's playing with such a good shooter, he's become more of a passer. He's got assists in 2 of his previous 3. Give me Shabanov for an assist, Horvat for a point. Plus 400. Hey, how's that plus 175 down there? Plus 400 for that combo against the Colorado Avalanche. Now, let me tell you where I screwed you the other night. Not my intention, didn't think it was going to happen, didn't know this was the case, but Teuvo Teravainen was not on that second line with Nazar and Bertuzzi. And guess who scored? The guy who was on assist from Nazar and Bertuzzi. That's why you always have to have the most up-to-date line information. And obviously, that's where I will put that stuff out on the Patreon last minute as the practice reports come out during the day, like Calgary, for example. Yeah, you can look at their lines when I'm shooting this video. You can look at their lines in the morning, and you could say, oh my God, look at that Sharangovich-Farabee combo. You can take that line combo for plus 400. They are overwhelmingly likely not playing together in this game. They just got shut out in like 3 of 4 games. Those lines aren't staying together. So you need to know the latest information. And when it comes to Chicago, I screwed you. Teravainen was on the 3rd line. He didn't register a point. All the other key members of the top 6 registered points in that game. So I'm going to move up a couple notches. There's no way the way Connor Bedard's playing, they're going to throw somebody at like a plus 120. And if they do, it's going to be somebody like Green, who just is playing with him. It's the Bavilier where he's just playing with Strome and Ovechkin. No, you're giving me Burakovsky? You're giving me Burakovsky at plus 120, a guy who's just getting points left and right, assists in 5 of his last 6 games, playing with Bedard. And yes, I will add in the caveat, tough matchup against the Kings. There are certain types of players, I don't know, it's hard to say no to a value like that. So you give me Andre Burakovsky for a point against the LA Kings. So I started you at the Pizzeria with a wild underdog money line, and let's end at the Pizzeria, and that is in Carolina, where the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina coming off of a Sunday, or was a couple days ago, a shutout over those Calgary Flames, who are probably going to change their lines. And really, there are a few teams who look really awful. There's not a single bad team right now in terms of records in the Eastern Conference. Calgary's as rusty as they get, in no man's land. And anyway, they got shut out by the Carolina Hurricanes the other night. And then Toronto had a great couple of wins. They really should be on a 4-game winning streak, ended up losing to Washington, but Washington's obviously playing their best hockey of the season so far. But they are coming over a tough defensive win against the Florida Panthers. So you have a team who shut out Calgary up against a team in the Maple Leafs who has their players back. And I believe this is destined to be a lower scoring game, not too dissimilar as to what you saw between Toronto and Florida. Now, Florida was severely shorthanded offensively. I know that's not the case with Carolina, but it's not like Carolina. I mean, Carolina's coming off of a 0-goal performance. They won in overtime, 1-0. So I think this one is going to go under 6.5. I'm surprised they listed it at 6.5. I will go under 6.5. To me, this one should have been listed at 6. Personally, you come to my Pizzeria, you're going to have to take that at 5.5. Unfortunately, you don't have to, because you would take them under 6.5 in that game between Carolina and Toronto. And then just one last reminder of how Snakeonomics works. I know we always try to preach upward. Now it's time to preach downward. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. Who can I take for under half of a point that would be worth my while? We learned in just a bizarre fashion, Jordan Staal was taking reps on the top power play, I believe at N.Ehlers' expense. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if maybe it's a wake-up call, but if you're telling me Ehlers is priced like a power play 1 player, now remember, he doesn't play with Aho and Svechnikov or Jarvis. He plays with Stankoven and Blake. Very good players. But now we know he's not with the big dogs on line 1, and he's not on the top power play. You're showing me a plus 125 for his under half of a point. I will go under half of a point for N.Ehlers, and that, my friends, is what I have for you on an action-packed Thursday. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Make sure you're subscribed here to my YouTube channel. All your clicks are appreciated. Every last kind of click you give is appreciated. Every click you give. Like the video. What can you comment today? Too many money lines, just way too many money lines. I'll be impressed if somebody said. So go ahead. Somebody tell me every single money line. You might want to stop around the 10th. Now you know what it's like being me. Imagine me opening an Encyclopedia Britannica to try to find sniffs on a slate this big. I got one of those old scrolls. I got to go through the points to find those deals for you, but that's what I do. And then you can show your appreciation by liking, commenting, subscribing, clicking the notifications so you know when the video comes out. Then the next level of favors, the ones that I appreciate more, the ones that help me sleep a little bit better, because I don't sleep that great, because I'm just round the clock doing this stuff for you guys from 9 to 5 and 5 to 9. But you can hype the video so more people can appreciate these efforts. And lastly, and not leastly, if you guys want to support what you see here, if you want to keep me grinding, or you just want sniffs like yesterday when I can't make videos, or this weekend, so you can get that and hopefully more over at the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Andy Francess. I hope to see you over there. If not, I'll see you for the next round of NHL Sniffs, and be on the lookout for Dave and Adan Week 14. Take it easy.